Everyone, and welcome to Module 1.5b, Sleep Stages and Theories. Here's your vocab, pause if you need to. So first, let's talk about the circadian rhythm. This is our body's internal clock that roughly synchronizes with the 24-hour cycle of day, sunlight, and sunset. And if this is a really fun little graphic, if you look here too, our body it's not just like being conscious and unconscious, it's what is happening to our body temperature, right? So our body temperature is decreasing as the night goes on. Our blood pressure is rising as we wake up. It hits its highest point at the end of the day, our highest body temperature at the end of the day. We are suppressing our digestion at night, right? You're not waking up in the middle of the night to have to go to the bathroom typically. Have a bowel movement. But that is being activated in the morning. So we're gaining that level of alertness as the day goes on, our reaction times, our cardiovascular efficiency. And then as melatonin secretion starts, which helps us fall asleep, those systems of falling asleep happen. So this is just showing us some aspects of how our circadian rhythm works. So what is sleep? Sleep is a state of consciousness that is a natural loss of consciousness. It is distinct from just being unconscious in a coma or under anesthesia. It is not the same thing. There are sleep stages that you do need to know. So every 90 minutes, we cycle through these 4 sleep stages. We go from stage 1, which is falling asleep. This is non-REM 1. Then we go into non-REM 2, which is this middle state of sleep, right? And then the deepest sleep is stage 3. So you can see that the sleep, the EEG, sleep spindles look different at the different stages. And REM sleep, which is where we dream, rapid eye movement sleep, actually much more looks like stage 1 and awake, because our brain is being activated, we're processing information at that point. So alpha waves are the awake resting state. So you see these are alpha waves right here. And the other one that you need to know, there are other names, but the other one you need to know are delta waves, which are the deepest sleep. So those are the big waves that you see to show the deepest sleep. And in deep sleep, that's where physical growth happens, this restoration of cells. So many important things happen at all these different stages. So I should have said that you go through, every time you cycle through, you really are going through 3 stages, because once you fall asleep, you're not really going through non-REM 1 again unless you wake up. So once you go through the cycle, non-REM 1, 2, 3, up to REM, you'd go down again, but you wouldn't hit 1 again. 1 is only for falling asleep. So I have a graphic of it better here. So you are awake, you fall asleep into non-REM 1, you're falling into that middle ground, and now you're in deep sleep, back up to non-REM 2. Okay, this person woke up. Let's look at this young adult, because they're not going to wake up as much as an older adult. So they're going to go up to non-REM 2. Now, see how they skip non-REM 1, because that's for falling asleep, and they go into that REM cycle. Now, a REM cycle is a rapid eye movement cycle. This is 10 minutes at the most. I know you think because this is where you dream, you're like, that has to be longer than that. It is not longer than that. Sometimes dreams just feel like a really long time. It's also known as paradoxical sleep because the muscles are relaxed, but because your brain is active, look how the brain activity looks different. It's why it's called paradoxical sleep. Okay, in non-REM sleep, this is where your body is paralyzed. It's not moving. You're in that deep state. When you are falling asleep, you might have hypnagogic sensations, which is a sensation that you are floating, or you're weightless, or you're even falling. And those are normal experiences to have in non-REM 1. It's kind of like you're having these hallucinations or false sensory experiences as you are going into an alternate state of consciousness, as you are falling asleep. Those all happen in non-REM 1. So see, after REM, you go down to 2, down to 3, back up to 2, and then REM. So it's awake to 1 because you're falling, then to 2, down to 3, deep sleep, back up to 2, to REM, 2 to 3. Okay, so you're just climbing back and forth. Unless you wake up, you're not going to go back to non-REM 1. There is something known as sleep paralysis. You might have experienced this if your body basically wakes up, but REM lingers and REM paralyzes your body. So your motor cortex is active. You think that you can move your hands, but your brainstem is blocking the message. And so you're unable to actually move. People report feeling like heavy in their chest or like kind of seeing things and things like that. And that's just like part of that whole, like part of your body is still in sleep mode, REM sleep, but this other part of your brain is active and it's not in sync at the exact moment. Okay, so regulating our circadian rhythm and that falling asleep, there's something called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or the SCN. These are a pair of clusters in the hypothalamus. Remember, all of the things the hypothalamus is responsible for. And the suprachiasmatic nucleus controls our circadian rhythm. It also causes the pineal gland to adjust that melatonin production, which helps us fall asleep and feel sleepy. So what impacts this? Well, artificial light, you already know, looking at screens, just the invention of the light bulb has really altered people's circadian rhythm. So even though sleep patterns are genetically influenced from an evolutionary perspective, they're also culturally influenced by what your culture does, like how much devices you're looking at, things like that. So why do we sleep? What is the purpose of it? There are 6 different purposes listed here. You can pause and detail through them, but it's protective from that evolutionary perspective. We're sleeping when the predators are out. Sleep helps us recuperate, restore, and repair our brain tissue. So much reparation of cell damage happens in that deep sleep. Getting rid of those free radicals that are toxic. Your brain actually is being cleaned while you sleep. It's like removing plaque while you sleep. Especially, you got to get those cycles. You want to get 4 to 6 of these 90-minute cycles in a night. Sleep helps us restore our memories of the day. It helps us process our memories. They say, research shows it is better to study something and then go to sleep right after, because your brain will be better able to store that information. So if you're studying for a test, I'm not saying to stay up late. I'm saying to do that thing like last, because it helps like lock it in. Research also shows that like studying for something and then the same day taking it, you actually remember less information than if you study it over multiple sleeps. Those multiple sleeps, or even one sleep, that sleep helps lock in the information. Sleep is so crucial for memory, and we'll talk about that more when we get to our memory unit. Sleep helps us feel creative. If you are not getting enough sleep, you are not feeling creative. You are not being able to maybe problem solve the way you otherwise would, or to have that insight, that like light bulb moment. You're not getting those if you are sleep deprived. Sleep supports our physical growth. It's linked to the pituitary gland, which releases that growth hormone that helps us physically grow. And it also helps us conserve energy from that evolutionary standpoint. So takeaways: remember that our sleep patterns are both a product of nature, our genetics and evolution, and nurture, our environment, our culture, the industrial revolution, our circadian rhythm. Remember that kind of graphic just to show what happens. You don't have to remember all the details of it, just get the idea. Know those 4 sleep stages from being awake to non-REM 1, 2, 3, and then up to REM, and then back down. Understand the importance of REM sleep. So, did I talk about REM? REM. Yeah, so This video doesn't really go into the importance of REM sleep. So I think a future video goes into REM sleep, and notice here too that REM increases as the night progresses. So you actually are more likely to wake up like dreaming if you sleep in a little bit more, right? Because you're going to be more often in REM than you are earlier in the night. And we'll talk more about like REM and REM rebound in another one. But REM is important for memory. Okay, and then know the theories of why we sleep. So that wraps up our mod about sleep and sleep stages. I will see you guys in class. Thanks.